look what we got. What I spy underneath here. Oh, more copper. Yes. Good copper too. Look, nice thick copper. Awesome. Just keeps going.
You guys know the scoop. I'm Mikey Millions, and I will do basically anything to make money, including foraging from dumpsters. In this video, I'm going to put my scrapper skills to the test and dig whatever I can find out of several dumpsters in my area so I can find treasure and liquidate the loot. My goal is to make enough money to buy a crack house, and right now, I'm at $385 of liquid bankroll, so I've got a long way to go. But a true scrapper needs transportation, and I'm not driving my family car around to dig through construction sites. If you put a nail in your tire, that's it. All your gains go to tire repair, and you risk snitches taking pictures of your license plate, and you could get mixed up in an ICE raid, all kinds of stuff. So instead, as true Freeloader fans will recall from the last episode, I have opted to get an electric scooter off of the Discord server Freehaul, which I have been using for years. You pay up front, you get your item, and then if you leave a 5-star review, you get reimbursed. If the item is junk and you don't want to give it a 5-star review, you just send it back to Amazon for a refund. I spent $200 of my bankroll on this scooter, and if I leave a positive review, I'll get $180 back, for a total cost of only $20. Since getting 2 items at once for a review is generally the safe level before Amazon starts giving you grief, I also spent the rest of my bankroll on this drone, which will be fully reimbursed if I give it a positive review. I will use that drone while I go to these dumpsters. So with my bankroll virtually zeroed, it's time to go dig through some trash. All right, it's time to get this done. We got the scooter here, the one that I got off Freehaul, and then I found this bag on a previous dumpster diving mission. So this is from Van Kampen Investments, which went bankrupt during the global financial crisis in 2009. So this is a very old bag, which is probably why I was thrown out, but it will be suitable for our purposes. In here now, I've got this drone that I also got off of Freehaul. So I'm gonna use that to take the video that I can then use in the review so I can get reimbursed for it. So this is all gonna come together. As I'm dumpster diving, I'm also gonna find some pretty good stuff. I can just feel it. I asked the guys around here where I can find some good construction sites. They pointed me in the right direction. So let's go hammer this out. I look like an absolute dweeb right now. Scooter, backpack, so stupid. But this is what you gotta do if you wanna get that money. You gotta use every resource available. All right, stop number 1. This is obviously not a construction site, but this is outside of a thrift shop. And I feel like thrift shops probably throw out a lot of stuff that isn't even good enough for a thrift shop. So let's see what we're working with. All right, lots of trash. It's just boxes. All right, well, that's not gonna do. There's this larger one over here. Just utter garbage. All right, L. One for the L column. Stop number 2, this is just somebody's house. It looks like they're doing some remodeling. There's not a whole lot in here. It looks like somebody's redoing a kitchen or a bathroom or both. There's probably some good stuff buried underneath, but I can't really get to it. The only thing that's potentially good is right here. So this is brass. Brass is good. You can cash this in for some money. I don't know if it's really worth taking with me, but so far I got nothing else. So I'll take it with me tentatively, and if I find something better, then I'll just ditch this. So here's that drone footage that I need in order to make the review on this thing. And I did find the construction site, clearly, but flying this drone around was a lot harder than I thought. So it would take some getting used to. It kind of worked, but I ended up getting tangled up in these power lines, and then it ran out of battery really fast. And I don't think that had anything to do with power lines. I think it's because I didn't charge it prior, so that was my mistake. I'm gonna have to test this thing out a little bit more before I actually put a review up. It worked, you know, it flew up in the air, it took its recording, it did the job. It's not 4K, but I think this could be useful if you were somebody like a construction worker and you needed to fly up and see a building from the outside while it was under construction or something like that. That drone didn't really quite work because it ran out of battery so quickly. I'm gonna have to try again another time. But here's a better view of that construction site. And when it comes to Virginia law, you cannot go behind a fence to get to any kind of disposed of material. So if these dumpsters over there are filled with copper wire, I can't go there, neither before nor after working hours because of this fence. So I'm just gonna have to go somewhere else. And I should have specified when I asked the people about construction sites, I should have told them that I wanted to go dumpster diving at them, not just look at them. So, kind of my fault there. Bad screening. I found another semi-active construction site, and I don't know if this is a good place for me to go grabbing stuff out of a dumpster while people are actively using it, but so far this is the best I got. Can't go to that other place. There's another one over there that's also very active, so I'm just making do with what I got.
And this guy's probably gonna think I'm ridiculous out here, but it's part of the grind. You gotta keep grinding until your bank account looks like a phone number. Guys, I am very disappointed. I really thought there was gonna be more in here. Instead, all we got is what looks like a cooler bag and the garbage. This just isn't gonna do. I gotta figure something out because I'm not getting anywhere right now. So here's some stuff that I don't feel like I can get into. It might look like it might be discarded. I don't know, some old extinguishers. Not that I can really do much with that anyway, except maybe bring it to the recycling center. But one thing I did find interesting, look at this trash right here. What does that look like? That's construction material. Let me turn my camera around. Look right there. I mean, this is a little gross, but this is clearly garbage, so it's up for grabs. It's a really powerful garbage bag, whatever this is. Not this brand. Now, what is this thing? This is, oh, look at that. That's cool. What is it? Diablo. It looks like it goes onto a drill. I think this is one of those things that you drill holes. Yeah, there we go. I'm taking that with me. Anything else in here? It looks like there's this thing. I don't know what this is. Okay. Here's something else. Fills, cracks, Loctite. All right, so this is good for, there's a little bit left in it. I'm keeping that. Jeez, all right, what else we got? Some of the best things so far. And look at the tape measure. All right. Tape measure with a level on it. This is perfect. Anything else? Jeez, somebody must have just thrown some leftover junk in the trash. I don't want to dig through here too much. What do we got? Febreze? Nah, that's garbage. Nah, nothing else. But man, that's a good little haul right there. Not bad. That is the first minor W, but I'll take any W I can get right now. I expected these construction sites to be a lot more fruitful, but if I can just, I just need to find something. I need nails. I need, a box of screws, something like that. Then I'll be happy. It's also really difficult to ride this thing while filming with an iPhone. I'm gonna have to get myself a GoPro. All right, I don't think anybody's here. Usually I wouldn't just roll up in somebody's space like this, but I knocked on the door and the house seems empty. So let's see what we got in this dumpster. I mean, it is trash, right? After all right, let's see what we're working with. It looks like they're doing a significant remodel on this house. Oh, here's somebody. I'm gonna go check out. The Philippine guy said it's no problem if I go dig through the dumpster. So I'm happy. All right, let's see. I hope there's something good in here. All right, looks like they're doing a lot of remodeling. Nothing really. What's in here? Just more junk. This house must have been like heavily damaged, and now they're just on the getting rid of the junk phase. All the nasty wood and stuff. Yeah, this isn't looking too good so far. I don't see really much of anything. There's a little bit of metal back here. Is that a light bulb? And that's not gonna do. No. I'm coming up short, guys. I don't think they're at, oh, here we go. Here's some copper. All right, here's some copper wire. A tiny little piece. Ugh, I don't even care. I mean, this is good. If this was like a nice big roll of copper wire, this would be excellent. This is the type of thing that you want to find because you can cash this in for a pretty good price at a scrapyard. But this is only worth a matter of cents right here, so I'm not even gonna bother with it. This LVP really is not that bad. There's like a kind of decent amount of it. Not much I can do with it though. I think this is just gonna be another bust. I need metal construction material, not old wood, not drywall. Man. All right, on to the next site. I found a nice quiet road to take the L on. This is all I found. I wanted much more than this, but this is all stuff that I found in that one trash bin. This is it's a tape measure, but it's also got I think this is for if you need to get a straight edge or something, so it's kind of useful. This is for putting on the end of a drill, so you can drill holes in the wall or ceiling. I found this piece of brass. I mean, this is probably $1 worth of brass. I mean, I think brass is $2 a pound, maybe even more than that, but this only weighs a pound, so probably just gonna throw it away. And then this half bottle, probably more like a fifth of a bottle of Loctite. And you know what? It doesn't even have the thing on the top, so just it's garbage. That's the dumpster driving lifestyle. You come up short, and today I came up short. So I'm gonna call this total gain is just this.
This I can keep. I can't liquidate this, obviously, but I can keep it. So we got maybe $4 worth of material, I guess. All right, here we go for round 2. I gotta dump all the stuff that I got last time, all that junk, and now I got some proper gloves too, so I can feel it. This is gonna be the time where I really get some decent stuff out of these dumpsters. I'm out here for about 2 minutes so far, and already this is a very good sign. I found this old busted up glove. So it's not in the best shape, but this is treasure. This is useful for maybe a little bit. So this is a great sign. This is a great start. All right, this is stop number 2. Somebody recommended, the guy at the car dealership or the car repair over there, recommended that I come here and check this place out. Now you can see that there is no fence here anymore. So with no fence, I could technically access any of the dumpsters on this construction site, and there is one over there. But you'll also see another problem. It's right here. It says no trespassing. So with the no trespassing sign, that's an additional protection. I still cannot access this site. However, I will be coming back here later in the week, and if these signs are gone, then any dumpster on this property is fair game legally. It's obviously a very active site right now, so I'm not gonna go there now anyway, but after hours when people leave, if there's no fence and no sign, this is fair game. So I may come back to this later. Finally, a full dumpster. All I gotta do is ask this homeowner or whoever's working here if I can go and dive through this massive, beautiful dumpster. My favorite part of every dive is that first time you get to jump in and see what you're working with. So, what do we got? What do we got? Wood, garbage, as expected. There's some metal. I don't know what this big hose is. A whole bunch of bags. I think we might be in business. I see some metal already, some hoses. All kinds of goodies. Man, there must be treasure buried underneath here. Looks like they did pretty extensive remodel here, so there must be something that's useful. All right, I'm gonna have to start digging, see what I can find. First thing that catches my eye is right here on the top. It looks like some extra parts, some washers. These are what, anchors, just a couple of screws. So these are always good. These are always good to have at your house. And I'm not gonna be able to sell these, obviously, but I've done home projects with stuff that I've found in dumpsters for years now. I've just been using old stuff. So I'm gonna throw these down. I'll take these with me when I'm done. That looks like there's some plastic thing here too. A couple extra screws, just keep going. So a good start. All right, let's keep going. Potentially more stuff. Look at that, screws. Perfectly good screws and wall anchors right here. Good, I'm absolutely taking that with me. Anchors, look at the size of these screws. Look at that, amazing. What are they, what kind of, these are construction screws of some sort. Right, good, a great start. Box here. I'm not really sure what this giant hose is. There's no copper in it, I already checked. Oh, man, wouldn't that be something? Legitimate trash. Is this? There's no way that this is an entire garbage disposal. Hold up. This must be an old one. Yeah, this must be an old garbage disposal, but I wonder, does it work? Could this be worth something? This is a whole this must be the old one. They must have replaced it during the remodel. Could that be useful? I don't know, man. That might be something. Is this the Badger Series DuraDrive induction motor? I doubt it. This is the Badger 100 series. This must be the old one, but I don't know. I think I might take this with me. This might be something here. All right, that's coming with me. I'll leave it there for now. I have a feeling that can be useful later. This just keeps getting better. Right here, look at what we got. Look at this. A whole bunch of communication wire right here. This thing, a whole bunch of copper in there. This is amazing. I knew there was a reason why I came to this spot again. And I had come here last time, didn't find anything worthwhile. But there it is. Look at all that beautiful copper. Perfect communication wire. That alone there is a few bucks. I'm definitely taking that one with me. Look what we got. What I spy underneath here. Oh, more copper. Yes. Good copper too. Look, nice thick copper. Awesome. Just keeps going.
There's another one. Look how girthy that copper is. Look at that wire. Oh, that's not. Well, you know, it's still, if I cut that wire off, this is still useful. I thought that was a big long piece of wire. It's not quite. It's just a plug. All right, got a light switch. I don't know. Maybe. I'll take it in case I need a light switch. Oh, actual light. No. What do we got in here? This is heavy, whatever this is. ADT security system. I'll open that in a minute. What do we got here? Wireless. This is like a old security system, but look, it's got bolts and screws in there. So I'm definitely taking that with me. Some remote. I don't know what any of this stuff is. This is like some security apparatus for the house, I guess. Some gloves down here. Lots and lots of junk metal. I'm glad I got these gloves. Giant sponge for some kind of cleaning. I found this entire ADT security system thing with a circuit board and all kinds of, I don't even know what some of this stuff is for, like a wall unit or something. Some kind of sensor. I don't know, like, is this money right here? Like, did I just find an unused system? I mean, it looks like it's not even been taken out of the box. I'm gonna keep this. Just ripped this bag open. This looks like a fun one, so I'm gonna do it live. First thing I saw immediately, look at all that good copper. That's perfect. That's worth money. That's worth money. All right, let's keep going. What else we got in here? This saw blade, I don't know, it might be a little bit too far gone. Faucet, a box for a faucet at least. Oh, hey, look, nails. All right, that's pretty cool. Looks like there's a whole box full of them. What are these, staples, cable staples? All right, that's kind of good to have. I'll put it here in this little container I found. Okay, what else we got? Nothing. A little bit of tape. It's kind of useful. Some more copper. Look at that, more good stuff. I don't know what they were thinking throwing all this stuff out. If I were working a construction site, I would take all this stuff with me every single time. But it just seems like they just dump everything, even if it's not used, like the whole ADT system and stuff. We got a pretty good haul out of this dumpster here. So the first thing, I found some plumber's putty, a whole bunch of screws and bolts and all that sort of thing. Here's some more loose stuff, and I found this nice little box in there too in the trash. It's really useful. This is probably the most liquid asset here. This is all good copper wire. The communication wire especially is gonna be valuable. This I could just take straight to the scrapyard. This stuff here with the plugs on it, this doesn't look really healthy anymore, so I'm just gonna cut this off and I'll keep the copper wire and I'll get rid of the actual plugs. All right, then I found this thing here. It's just a good little piece of brass, or copper rather, I think it's copper, and some junk on it that I can get rid of. And then we get into the bigger stuff. So I don't really know if this is a useful garbage disposal for the sink or not. I don't know, it's definitely the old one, but it looks like just a different model of the same company, the same manufacturer. This is also very heavy, so it could probably fetch, you know, a few bucks at the scrapyard, but I don't know. I think what I might try to do is, because I don't want to carry this around, it's gonna be heavy, I might list it for sale now, see if there's any bites on it, you know, if anybody wants to pay 15 bucks for it. And if so, I'll come back and get it. If not, then I'll have left it here in the dumpster. And then there's this thing, this whole seemingly unused ADT security system. So kind of in the same boat. The target market for a used security system is pretty small, and even with like batteries and stuff, these lithium batteries, I don't think this is going to do a whole lot if I were to try to liquidate it. So I'm not sure what to do with this. I mean, this is a very rare find. The wire here is barely worth anything. It's just a small amount. But altogether, I mean, could this be worth something? Maybe ADT would buy it back. I don't know. One of the things that I hold dear about the Freeloader challenge is that I'm probably the first person ever to do a lot of the things that I'm doing. I can virtually guarantee you that I am the first and potentially only in history person to ever ride a electric scooter that he got for free to go dumpster diving, but filled up his backpack that he also pulled out of the trash with all kinds of stuff, and therefore had to ride his scooter with a completely unopened ADT security system beneath his feet. So that's something that I can definitely put on his resume. You know, when Elon Musk asks, you know, give me 5 bullet points of what you did this week. I got all 5 right there. All right, had to come back and get it because somebody actually wants to buy this thing. So let's head over there and sell a used garbage disposal. Supposedly somebody's coming here to buy this thing, so if she shows up in the next few minutes, then I will have astonishingly sold a used garbage disposal. I was certain that this lady, she just says, all right, so just past Walmart. Okay, so I was supposed to meet her at Walmart, and then I'm like, wait a minute, this is definitely a scammer. But she says she's driving around looking for me right now, so I'm just gonna stay where I'm at, and she'll come here. I'm astonished that I was able to just sell that thing for $10. So she said that her landlady, hers broke, and then her landlady refused to fix it. So she wanted to just buy a used one to replace it herself, but didn't want to spend a lot of money on like a good one. So I just happened to be selling a used garbage disposal at the same time she wanted to buy a used garbage disposal. So extremely unlikely, but I mean, $10 is $10. You know, I was sure 15 minutes ago that it was just some like spammer, but she showed up, gave me the money, and took the garbage disposal. So by all accounts, I mean, this worked out. I can't believe it. Now I have all this other stuff that I gotta sell. So I'm gonna go to the scrapyard and ditch all that liquid cable, that liquid copper, and then I'll come back and I'll start listing the other stuff to sell. I also just realized that kind of says a lot about like the state of housing in the United States, like that. You can't even get a landlord to replace a broken garbage disposal because that's considered a luxury that you don't need to provide for your tenants. So they got to go out and buy it themselves. Man, that's crazy. So anyway, my little rant about communism right there. Now I have enough battery left, but I got to figure out how to get home from here. So I don't know where the hell I am.
Once all the diving is done, the next thing to do is sell the scrap. Once they sort it and weigh it, you get this nice little receipt that you get to scan, and all of a sudden cash pops out. This is the most fun out of the whole process. This is where it all pays off.
No es mucho, pero es trabajo honesto.
I'm pretty happy with how this went, but the job is not done. I've also got to review the drone and scooter so I can get refunded, and then I have to sell them on Craigslist or something like that. I'm happy with the scooter. This thing worked great, even though I drove it in a very strange way. I'll test out the drone some more first and then do the review, since it ran out of battery so quickly, and that was my fault. I didn't charge it prior to jumping in dumpsters. Once those reviews were done, I diligently waited for the merchants to refund me, which takes some getting used to, but I've been doing this for years, so I'm kinda used to it. I got fully refunded for my expected $360 in total, leaving me just $20 in the hole. I will have no trouble profiting here. A lot of people wanted this drone for $40 versus my asking price at $100, so this is just part of the pain of trying to sell stuff online. I eventually got someone to agree to come buy it for $100, so he's about to come test this thing out. Hopefully I can liquidate with no fuss.
All right, just sold the drone. There he goes, walking away with my drone. He's a shrewd negotiator. Only got $70 for it.
All right, and that's done. So my bankroll is now $477 in total, and I've still got this scooter I need to sell. I wanted to sell it for $150, but my neighbor's kid really wanted it. He's a good kid, and he's also over 5 feet tall and 130 pounds in 3rd grade, so he's built like a Viking. By giving him this scooter, I've got someone in my corner who can help me conquer East Anglia when the time comes. For this small investment of lost profit up front, this will pay dividends later. So I'm just going to reimburse myself and write off this $20 loss as a business expense. Instead of making money by reselling the scooter, I'll just call it even. I really wanted to get above $500 this episode, and as I was out diving, some of my user interviews applications from last week were accepted. This $70 for unspecified financial concepts has ridiculous times to actually do the interview, so the researcher must be in Asia or something like that. And this $20 one, I'm not even going to bother with. I applied hoping that it was just an error in the pricing, but I'm not going to give up 1 hour for $20. Once this $70 one is complete, I'll be at $525. So finally, I feel like I'm getting somewhere. I am now at over 0.5% toward my $100,000 goal, and I got to go outside for this episode, so I'm very happy. The biggest problem I have making this season of Freeloader is that if I find something that's really good, I don't want to blast it all over YouTube. We saw what happened with counter gambling when I did that. So now the good stuff is all behind Patreon, which I hate doing, but I gotta do it. So come hang out in our free Discord for discussion of what you see here. Or if you join the very expensive Patreon, you can get some more of the good sauce. And if you sign up and you don't like it, that's fine. I'll refund you your membership. It's no problem. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in episode 5.